Hare Krishna. Bhakti is not sentimental or judgmental, it is transcendental. Sometimes when we practice bhakti, bhakti involves the offering of our entire being to Krishna. Our body, our gross body, our subtle body, and we ourselves as souls. There are several places in the Bhagavad-gita where Krishna says that we should offer him our mind and intelligence. Maya arpita mano buddhir. He says that offer your mind as well as intelligence to me. Yo mad bhaktah same priya. Such a devotee is very dear to me, Krishna says. Now, the mind can drive us towards sentimentality, and the intelligence can drive us towards judgmentality. Of course, the mind and intelligence both need to be used in bhakti, but if they take control, then they can cause distraction. So when we become sentimental, that at that time we focus on we are driven by our emotions. So when we feel happiness in bhakti, we jump and dance and there's a big bright smile on our face and we become effusive. But when we don't feel any happiness in bhakti, we don't feel any taste, and start feeling dry, then we basically give up the practice of bhakti. We think, okay, what is the use of doing all this? Just let me neglect it. Just let me give it up. And in that way, our bhakti becomes like a huge sine wave. Sometimes we are high up and sometimes we are way down in the dumps. And this is unsteady bhakti. And sometimes when we start feeling happiness at that time, we start thinking that, oh, I am a pure devotee, Krishna loves me and I love Krishna. And when we start feeling dry, we may think, does Krishna even exist? Why am I doing all this? Maybe I'm just wasting my time. So this sort of going up and down with the mind, that prevents us from the practice of steady bhakti. And it is steady bhakti that purifies us. So we need to avoid sentimentality. Krishna talks about this. He says in 12.13, he says, Adveshta sarva bhutana maitraha karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukha kshami. So samadukha sukha kshami, samadukha sukha. So this dukha sukha happiness and distress. It refers to not just material happiness and distress, because sometimes when we are sentimental, when material things go right for us, then we start saying Krishna is so wonderful. And when material things go wrong for us, we think Krishna doesn't exist also. Maybe Krishna doesn't exist. So samadukha sukha kshami. So both from the material perspective and from the devotional emotional perspective, we need to be equipoised. That way we can avoid being sentimental. Now be not judgmental also. What another problem in bhakti is that if we practice bhakti steadily, then we become judgmental. Oh, this is a loose devotee. This is a fallen materialist. This is a sinful person. And we look down on others from a judgmental high platform. Now, this is also not the attitude of a devotee. As Krishna says, Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitraha karuna evacha. A devotee is a non-judgmental, is non-envious friend of all people. Now, we are not meant to judge others, we are meant to help others. If we are busy, if our consciousness is consumed in judging others, then we have very little energy left to help them. Our mind is consumed in judging them, and then even if we externally seem to act like, even if we try to share spiritual knowledge with them, even if we try to help them by coming closer to Krishna, but still that inner contempt, if we have, that contempt will, if you're looking at others, that condescending, contemptuous attitude will come out subtly or grossly, and it will alienate people. So whatever be their present condition or conditioning, we need to know that they are souls, and as souls they are parts of Krishna eternally, and we need to focus on that spiritual essence, and we need to spark whatever kindle whatever spiritual spark they have and help it to grow towards the flame. So become a bright blazing flame that burns away their conditionings and enables their spiritual purity and potency to become manifested. So we need to avoid judgmentality also. So bhakti is transcendental. That means bhakti itself does not depend on anything material. If we are to practice bhakti, now if we go too much into the path of jnana, using our intelligence, analyzing, oh, this is tamasic, this is sattvic, this is rajasic, this is sinful, this is this, this is that. Yes, we need to have some amount of discernment, which means that we understand that I am diseased and I don't want to become further infected by a disease. So I have to be careful to avoid infection. But we shouldn't put ourselves on a superior platform. So that is judgmentality. So bhakti is transcendental. That means we need to strive to ourselves strongly, deeply connect with Krishna through the practice of bhakti, and with that secure inner connection with Krishna, we can avoid both the pitfalls of sentimentality and judgmentality, and offer and become channels for offering Krishna's transcendental mercy to others, by which they can also come closer and closer to Krishna and reach transcendental bliss in bhakti. Thank you. Hare Krishna.